And her father had taken for his new wife
The first of all.
a woman with 2 daughters of her own.
Look at your nails, look at your dress. Keep up alacrity, nevertheless. She still wants to go to the festival and dance before the priest.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Bro, and I am here with John Watley, the director for the upcoming play Into the Woods, put on by Windsor Light. John, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Tell me about Into the Woods.
Well, Into the Woods is a Stephen Sondheim musical that was written in 1987. It was a Broadway show, ran for many, many performances. It is the Grimm's fairy tale stories, the stories that we grew up knowing, Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, Rapunzel, all those characters. Those stories were written many, many years ago, and they were really written in order to teach children lessons. So a lot of the show focuses on the lessons that we all learned, and the first part of the show is the stories we all know. The second half of the show is the results of Happily Ever After, the part we didn't know about after Jack chopped down that beanstalk and the giant fell and was killed. What happened after that? So that's what our story tells.
Wait a minute, though. I only stole the gold to get my cow back from you.
So it's your fault?
Yes!
No, it isn't. I'd have kept those beans, but her house was cursed. She made us get a cow to get the curse reversed.
It's a small household, and the curse got placed, and the place got cursed in the first place. Oh, then it's his fault. So it was his fault.
No!
Yes, it is. It's his.
I guess.
We're funded by ticket sales primarily. So we're always encouraging people to come out and be involved in our group. It's no one is paid for their time here. This is a volunteer activity. Some people like to bowl or play darts. We like to get together and put on shows. We're very serious about our productions here at Windsor Light Music Theatre. We've been doing them here in this facility since 1960, but the association began in 1949. So this is over 120 performances over the years that we've been involved with, over 60 years.
Greens, greens, and nothing but greens. Parsley, peppers, cabbages, and celery. Asparagus and watercress and bitter ferns and lettuce. He said, all right. But it wasn't quite, because I caught him in the autumn in my garden one night. He was robbing me, rooting through my rutabaga, picking up my pumpkin, my rabbit, my jam, and my favorite. I should have laid a spell on him right there. Turn him into a stone, or dog, or
And tell our EW audience why they really need to come out and see this play.
Well, they need to come out because it's going to be a fantastic production. They need to come out because we've tried to make it fun. It's a really fun show. And I think it's good for young people as well as older people. The way the telling of the story and our treatment of the story makes it great for youngsters who don't know the stories perhaps, and also older people who do know the stories with a new twist to them.
Excellent.
So here we are again, Bookfest Windsor 2011, and to my left I have Lenore Langs, who has been the organizer of Bookfest Windsor for the past 10 years. This is our 10th anniversary. Yes, so could you please tell us a little bit about the concept? How did Bookfest Windsor begin?
Bookfest Windsor began because a bunch of people in Windsor thought we should have a literary festival here. Toronto can have one, why can't Windsor have one too? So we talked about it for a couple of years, and finally it came together.
Now to my right, I have Marty Gervais, who is the publisher of Black Moss Press. And Marty, would you like to tell us a little bit about Black Moss Press and how you were involved with Bookfest Windsor this year?
Well, Black Moss has been going for about 40 years. Initially, when Bookfest started 10 years ago, I was a visitor. I came out and saw all these authors, and then shortly thereafter, Bookfest evolved into asking Black Moss to be a part of Bookfest, and I bring in authors from across the country. And this year we had 4 authors, one from Ottawa, Terry Ann Carter, and we had Rosemary Sullivan from Toronto and Karen Mulholland from Toronto.
Also, we have Robert Earl Stewart, who is a local poet, and he's the author of 2 books of poetry that I have here. Something Burned Along the Southern Border, and Campfire Radio Rhapsody.
The first book there, Something Burned Along the Southern Border, there'll always be a connection for me between that book and Bookfest, because the first time I ever saw that book, my editor brought it down and he showed it to me in the hotel over here where all the Bookfest authors stay, and the following day I read from my book for the first time here at Bookfest, and that was in 2009. So there'll always be a strong connection with that book in particular and Bookfest. And the second book, Campfire Radio Rhapsody, that came out this past June, and I think, one of the things that Bookfest does very well is it gets, aside from bringing in authors from across the country and even some from the U.S., there are local authors here who, are published by a variety of presses, large and small. And there's also a lot of people here who are writing, and they may sometimes, because we're in Windsor and not so close to the traditional literary hub of Canada in Toronto, they may start to feel sometimes that it's impossible, that they're just kind of writing, but it's not going to happen for them because they're in Windsor. And I can attest to the fact that if you work on your writing, if you're serious about it, and if you're willing to get yourself out there, it does take some legwork, that you can be a working writer, a published writer who lives here in Windsor. You don't have to relocate. And Bookfest helps put those people on the stage and in front of an audience, and I'll always be grateful to the festival for that.
Thank you very much, Robert. That's a wonderful account of what it's like to be an author here in Windsor. And as you said, Lenore, we have authors from all over Canada coming to Bookfest, and once again, we've had a wonderful year.
If you're interested in advertising on EWTV,
or you have an event that you want us to cover,
then please contact us at entertainmentwindsor.ca.